Another company habit number 2. I had to do some relocating so that I wouldn't have to spank somebody's ass because, improper parenting is like a thing in my family where people don't raise their children with respect. I understand that when you are in the house, you need to speak with your inside voice. So here I am. Alright. So earlier on Instagram, on my IGTV, I talked a few things. I did a few martial art things, no demonstration or whatever. And before I even consider doing that, I'm going to have to change my shoes. But anyway, it is Monologue Monday, and I will do Monologue Monday from my room at midnight after I get out the shower, because by then, the ignoramuses that are not taught respect by their parents will know what the heck respect means. Sorry, my power plug is about to fall out. Alright, so here's the thing. As a martial artist, I say this all the time. In the last video, I pointed this out. A weapon that you take to a fight can be taken from you and used against you. So a weapon is not something that you should ever carry to a fight, because a weapon is an advantage that can be taken from you at any time. Alright? I point that out for a reason. Because if I ever get into a fight, these are the only weapons I have. These 2 fists, this foot, this elbow and forearm, this elbow and forearm, this knee, and this knee. Now, the reason why I say that is because you're not going to beat my ass with my own arm. Unless you're like some kind of supervillain or a predator. Yeah, you're not going to just be able to snatch my arm off my body and beat my ass with it. And if you can, then you are one amazing motherfucker. And I'm not just going to sit there and lay there and let that shit happen. Alright? I'm going to put up a fight. Now, so I got to give you guys the full war story about me being jumped on my job. Alright? So, as a martial artist, every now and again we tend to show off a little bit. And now with social media, it's almost impossible to not show off. So I'm going to show you what led to me getting jumped really, really fucking quickly. I had really just started getting this down packed, and then it wound up being my downfall to getting jumped. This is a jumping spinning kick. Okay? So, whenever I had a break, when I worked at Kegler's, I would go outside and I would train. And so this white cat came up, and I don't remember his name, which is probably a good thing. And I would show him moves. Every time I seen him, for like weeks, I would show him moves. Now, I believe, if my memory serves correctly, which it probably does not, I'm 2 years into Kegler's. Now, I've been trained by a Green Beret also while I was working at Kegler's before he quit working at Kegler's and went on to bigger and better things. Hopefully, salute to you, Charles. Anyway, Charles taught me some shit about how to kill a person with my pinky. So we're just going to leave that right there. Now, in between that, I would do these martial art moves. So every time that I got a break, I don't smoke cigarettes, so whenever there weren't any dishes to wash, I go outside and I do some kung fu. Which is how the white cat saw me, and then things escalated from there. I didn't have a problem with this white guy. We were good, no problem whatsoever. So, funny enough, every time I would do a martial art, he would go and tell his friends about me. And this is where shit goes from showing off to, oh shit. Okay? Now, of course, as you know, many people who know martial artists, the first thing that you say to a martial artist, especially until you get to know them or until you actually see them in action, is, hey man, you're a fake Bruce Lee. You're a wannabe this, you're a wannabe that. So one of my co-workers, big tall white guy named Chris, salute to Chris, God only knows where you are, ginger guy, red hair, about 6'4", 6'5", really big guy, And he's one of those people that didn't believe that I knew martial arts whatsoever. I respect that, because a lot of people don't know when you know martial arts if your shit is legit or if it's not. And, prior to working at Kegler's, I told you guys a story about I had a fight for a whole week before moving out of the projects. Because when we started working at Kegler's, we were living here at Rougemont. We had just moved here. And I first worked at Little Caesars, where I also, when we had breaks, did martial arts. See, if you're a martial artist, you train. You don't ever stop training. You train in your fucking sleep sometimes. I've been known to do that too. Anyway, moving on. So, young white guy goes and tells his two white friends and their girlfriends about me. And I go take these two big-ass trash cans to the trash dumpster. I broke rule number one. I took my eyes off of one of the people that was talking. I was focused on the guy who was talking shit versus focusing on the asshole that decided that he was going to go throw something away in the recycling bin and then come up and grab me from the back. My co-worker, way down the fucking road down here at Kegler's, while I'm way up the road at Kegler's Jump Steps, he's watching this shit as it unfolds. So the littler of the two is talking mad shit to me. Now all three of the guys are bigger than me, and the two girls are bigger than me. But it's only going to be a 2-on-1 attack for the most part. Alright, so he's talking shit, and he's telling me, what are you going to do if we beat your ass? And I ain't one to shun. I'm not Bruce Lee. It ain't like I ain't never had my ass beat before because, as I said in Instagram, my big sisters whooped my ass from stem to stern until I was 15. And that is why I'm tough as fuck. And also, I said in Instagram, and you better take notes if you're a martial artist, no martial art that I have studied got shit on the windmill. That's this thing. Yeah, I think women's arms are genetically engineered by God to use the fucking windmill. Alright? I can't do the windmill, as you just saw. So, guys talking shit. What you gonna do? We beat your ass. You just beat my ass, I won't worry about that shit. It happens, it happens. Then he fucked up and said, what you gonna do? We beat your ass and throw you in that dumpster. I said, you might beat my ass, but you can catch all holy hell getting me in that fucking dumpster. It's like, oh, we'll fuck you up and put you in that dumpster. I said, no, you might fuck me up. You ain't get me in that dumpster. And right about then, the guy who my eye left, because I was focusing on a little asshole that was talking shit, grabbed me from the back with a bear hug type thing, and he clasped his hands like this. Not like this, like this. And he was a strong guy. He was strong as a fucking ox. He was way bigger than me, too. So, he starts ragdolling me. So, my body is going from side to side. About that time, Judo decided to wake up inside my body and said, hey, motherfucker, you need to do something. So, I leaned forward. He's swinging me like this, and I threw all my weight forward. And we bust the front flip. And he landed on the bottom. And I took my elbow, and I hit him in his solar plexus. And then I grinded. His hands come open, I roll back off of him, I stand ready to fight. And I say, alright, get up. I'm going to give you the chance that you didn't give me. You fucked up. You wanted to fight me on my job, and now you're going to fucking pay for it. Now this guy gets up, and he's hurt. He's hurt bad. Now I don't know if he's hurt from us slamming on the ground, because his back's what hit the ground. He broke my fall, so we're good. So he's hurt because the air's taken out of him now. Twice. From the slam and me elbowing him in the goddamn gut. So he had to come up off me. So when I rolled up off of him, and he couldn't get up, he was straggly. He got up like this. He was all on wobbly legs. He was a dead man. Pure and simple. So, now I'm him. See that refrigerator right there? That's where his girlfriend was. And this is where his buddy who was talking to shit was. And his girlfriend was a little bit further next to her friend, who was the guy who I'm about to fuck up, girlfriend. Now this dude can barely stand. He's fucked up. And I told him, I said, see, now you want to fight somebody, you fight somebody who don't like to fight. You don't fight a motherfucker who lives for this shit. And I began to move into his ass. And I don't know where she came from, but I went all full extension. I stopped this close, so you can get this picture, that close to her nose. And then she's crying and shit, and he's barely breathing, he's still hunched over. And his other friend, the one that started the shit, is with all the mouth, he's just in shock at what's going on. My friend that was their friend is in shock about what's going on. And I'm trying to negotiate with this little hot chick to get out of my fucking way. And I'm straight telling her, I say, hey, look, I don't hit girls. You need to move. He wanted this shit. He grabbed me. Now he's going to get it. He wanted it. They wanted to fuck me up. They wanted to put me in a dumpster. I am well within my rights of ending his shit now. If you just move over that way just a little bit, I promise you can have him when I'm done. So she stood in the way. That's how the fight ended. She stood in the way. And I told her, I said, look, you take your boyfriend and Mouth Almighty, and y'all get the fuck out of here. If you ever come near me again, I'm gonna fucking kill you. So that's pretty much how I told it on Instagram. So the guy that introduced me to them by accident, he said he was sorry. And I said, look, this ain't about you. I forgive you. I know you probably didn't know these motherfuckers was gonna do something stupid. So, we cool. But you tell your friends, if they come to Kevlin's, they better only be coming for bowling. If they come after me again, they not going home. As you can just see, they just barely survived this shit. Especially the motherfucker that grabbed me, who was the bigger out of the three of the dudes. I said, man, I'm really sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know they was going to do it. I said, we're good, man. We're good. So, long story short about that guy, I continued to show him martial arts. They never came back to fuck with me. But that was like way down the road. I got my 2 trash cans and I'm walking back to the job. It's just like maybe 50 feet from the building to the trash dumpster. And my coworker, Chris, salute to Chris, who did absolutely fucking nothing. Except for parade my victory and stop telling everybody that I was a fake motherfucker. And this was his words. He's like, oh yeah, by the way, he was talking with 2 hot chicks out there, so apparently he was on break too. Anyway, and they were blonde. Beautiful white blonde girls. So, when I come back down there, he stopped talking with the girls for a split second. So apparently all 3 of them were watching this shit. And he came out his mouth real quick. Damn! You a bad motherfucker, yo! I thought your shit was fake, dog. I've been watching you do that shit. That shit was fucking awesome. When you flipped that dude, man, that shit was fucking awesome. And I'm sitting here thinking to myself, I know this motherfucker did not just watch all of this shit. So my mind snapped back. And I said, what, you fucking watched that shit? It's like, yeah, man. I seen that dude go off to the right. I ain't know what he was going to do. But I ain't really want to say nothing because I'm talking to these girls right here. And when he grabbed you, I kind of really didn't know what the fuck to do. I kind of wanted to see if you really knew your shit. When you flipped that dude, I knew right then you knew your shit. And why you ain't hit that dude? I said, the man, girlfriend got in the way. He's like, you should have hit her too. I was like, no, I don't hit girls, man. I do have some honor. So, he done went around and told everybody by the end of the night that don't fuck with James. So that's kind of how that shit happened at Kegler's, which is why a lot of people wouldn't fuck with me. Which also led up to how I couldn't get fired from my job. Totally another story. But anyway, so I got my trash dump cans. I go in the room. I put the trash cans back where they belong in the kitchen. And I go call my mom. And this is when reality kicks in. And this is where I start whining like a little girl. And I'm like whining to my mom. I was like, Mom, I just got jumped on my job. I need to quit my job. I got to quit my job. These motherfuckers out here done tried to beat my ass. I need to quit this job. Here's Mommy Dearest. You ain't quitting your job. You got a fucking car to pay for. You ain't quitting your job. So that went back and forth for about 5 minutes, and then she hung up on my ass. I'm mad as shit now, because my mom would rather see me pay for a car and get my ass kicked every night than fucking let me go find a safer place to fucking work. Now, when I worked at Little Caesars on Pantops, I never had to go through this problem with like getting jumped on the job, And I did martial arts out there. There was never a problem with that. I get the shit out in Kegler's, and next thing you know, I'm about to get fucked up. So, I get home that night, and I cry a little bit, a little bit of streamings. And I tell my mom, I need to quit my job. She's like, no, you're not quitting your job. And just like on the phone, which I left off because I don't want the story to drag out, I told her, if I'd have been one of your precious fucking daughters, you would have let me quit this fucking job. It's like, what? I said, you know what the fuck I said. If I would have been a girl, you'd let me quit that fucking job. But because I'm a boy, you say that it is okay for me to get jumped on my motherfucking job. And we fucking argued about that shit for about 3 weeks. 3 straight weeks about that shit. Because it wasn't fair. I have 5 sisters. 1 older, 4 younger. And my mom also, I have a younger brother between 1 sister and the other 3 younger ones. So the youngest sibling in my family is my youngest sister. Now my dad has 2 other sons also younger than me. So I'm number 2 both ways. Alright. So I sit there and I try to explain to her, I didn't do nothing to the dudes. I didn't even know the motherfuckers. Mama won't hear that shit. Mama was worried about me paying for this fucking car that I no longer have. So, the thing about that is, that's just karma from me jumping someone way back at the age of 11 or 12. When I was in the gang for like 3 days. Trying to follow my fucking cousin Jimmy. Trying to be a badass when I knew I wanted a badass. But being in the gang would make me a certified badass. No, it doesn't. So don't join gangs. Just deal with the bullying. You'll be okay. And here's a side note. If you find out where your bully lives, boom! That's how I started taking care of my bullies. Which is another story, which I will give you right now. So when I was younger and I didn't know how good I was at fighting, outside of the child fighting thing where I really didn't have a choice, win or get your ass beat by uncles who are 6 feet tall, when this dude named Bobby was fucking with me, I went to some old school cats. I'm leaving off names because I don't want to implicate them in any of this shit. And the one that taught me to do this shit was a light-skinned brother, much like me. And he said, if you don't think you can beat somebody's ass, knock their ass out. I was like, what the fuck does that mean? So, knock their ass out mean, you knock on their door, and when they open the door, you punch them in the face. And you drop them in their place, and then you run the fuck away from there. So this cat named Bobby used to fuck with me on the bus all the time. Hi, Bobby. Big old boy, light-skinned boy. He was the only other mixed family members in the projects next to my family. His mama was white, my mama looks white. So that was another reason, plus this hair. We both had curly hair. This is one of the reasons why I got picked on a lot as a kid. Because being mixed, it's fine if you're in the right environment. It's not fine when you're not. So, Bobby was big boy. Big boy. And I didn't think I could beat Bobby's ass. Not in a New York minute that I think I could beat Bobby's ass. I just knew Bobby was going to fuck me up. If we ever came to blows, Bobby was going to win. I did not know that Bobby had a glass jaw. Alright? I found out though. Bobby ain't fuck with me no more after this shit. So when I went to Bobby's house after I found out where he lived, I had been stalking him for a little bit just to make sure, without him seeing me, I had found out where he lived. So he lived close enough to where I could hit him and get away and nobody know which way the fuck I went to. Alright? So 828 was way down here, and whatever this section of the projects is, he was up there at like the second or the third apartment. So I went to Bobby's house. Bobby had been fucking with me for about a week. This does not make it right, but just so that you know my motivation, Bobby actually been fucking with me for about a week, maybe longer. Bobby was always picking on me. So I found out where Bobby lived. Knock your ass out was the motive. But before I did that, like I said, I had to go to some old school cats that I used to follow around on my skateboard. Hi, y'all. On one knee. While they were on bikes and shit. And the old school cat told me what to do. So I did it. I knocked on the door. Bobby mama come to the door first. And I was fixing to punch her, but she wasn't my target. So she opened the door and said, "Is Bobby here?" He said, "Yeah, Bobby's here." "Hey, Bobby! Your friend is here to see you." Bobby come running down the steps. Now, in the projects, if you live in West Haven, you know that the steps are designed to go right to maybe 4 or 5 steps before you get to the front porch. Alright? So when you open up your front door, which we all thought was our back door, but technically it's our front doors, because the mailbox is not on your back door, the mailbox is on your front door. So, when he opened up the door, when his mom got out of the way, I clocked him. I clocked him good. And I said, "Remember that shit you did to me on the bus?" Boom! Bam! I slammed the fucking door. I hit him with the fist, and then I slammed the screen door into him, and I broke the fuck out of Dodge. Never came back up that side of the project for about a year. By then, Bobby had moved the fuck out. I'm sorry, Bobby. I never knew Bobby's last name, so that's why Bobby's safe. But it had to happen, because Bobby was a big boy, and Bobby kept fucking with me. Bobby wouldn't leave me the fuck alone. And the more that Bobby would fuck with me, nobody on the bus would defend me, and I was too scared to defend myself, even though every weekend and damn near every day after school, my uncles made me fight kids. But I didn't fight Bobby. I was scared of Bobby. But I got tired of being scared of Bobby. That's why I asked the old heads to tell me if I can't beat somebody, what do I need to do to beat this motherfucker? I said, well, if you can't beat him, he who fights and runs away lives to fight another day. Therefore, knock, knock, knock his ass out. Which is what I did. A couple of days later, on the bus, Bobby caught up with me. We didn't get to fight. We had words, but we didn't get to fight. And Bobby said, I didn't know it was that serious. I'm sorry that I was picking on you. And I told him, I'm sorry that I had to hit you. But I got tired of you fucking with me, and I was scared that you was going to whoop my ass eventually, so I just figured I'd beat you to the punch. I asked old people, the older adult-type teenagers in the projects, what to do. They told me what to do. Me and Bobby never had any more problems after that. But I still didn't go nowhere near his house for about a year, because I didn't know what his mama was going to do. And I was trying not to get my family evicted out of the projects. So that's kind of how that shit worked. But we never had another problem after that. The moral of the story is, Bobby was bigger than me. Bobby was picking. And I got tired of being picked on. So you have to understand why people do some of the shit that they do. Especially people of color. I hope this guy kind of taught you guys something, You could say that I kind of jumped Bobby at the door. Yeah, that basically would be the truth. I kind of jumped him at the door. But it wasn't like me and some other people jumped him. It was just me and the fucking screen door. Alright? I'm hoping Bobby don't remember none of this shit. I'm hoping Bobby's not a YouTube follower. And if you are, Bobby, I'm sorry. But, I'm 47. If you want to even up the score, I will not be held responsible. Anyway, that being said, there are things that you do as a kid that you will learn to live with, or you will live to regret doing. The choice is yours on how you choose to adapt to that shit. Alright, so I'm going to go get in the shower and I'm going to do Monologue Monday from my room from here out. I hope you guys enjoyed my war stories. Hopefully I taught you something. And if I didn't, then I'm sorry. But hopefully I haven't offended anybody. And if I did, then I'm sorry. It's 112 of you people here. So I hope you guys are getting something from this content. Because I'm getting something by being able to be into your lives and talk to you. So I thank you. Now, if anybody from Instagram shows up here, thank you. If anybody from TikTok shows up here, thank you. And make sure you guys go like my Bleed song video that's here on YouTube. Thanks very much. Be seeing you.